I would like to ask our colleague, our sensei, our I don't even know how to speak about Mr. Bulatov, because he is the person to whom I refer all the time, talking to my students about new media, about science, art, and about all the cool stuff which is going on. So please, Dmitry, could you begin your chat for us?
Thank you very much, Alexandra, for such kind introduction. And thanks again for the possibility to join the conference. I need to upload my presentation. Does it work?
Mm-hmm. It's working.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Dmitry Bulatov. Uh, I'm a curator at the National Center for Contemporary Arts, Baltic branch. I have worked in the field of interaction between art and science, art and latest technology trends for 20 years. Everything falling into the category of art and science. To those who are not familiar with the art and science term, I would like to explain that this is a field of contemporary art. Its representatives use various conceptual grounds, scientific and research methods, as well as the latest technologies to create their artworks. The title of my talk is Posthuman Curating. This is the field of research I'm now developing at the intersection of art, philosophy, and technoscience. This discipline is focused on the analysis of theoretical and practical curating basis in the post-human age. Curating is generally considered a creative activity comprising conceptual, organizational, and communication skill, and these skills are thought unique among only a small group of people. Nowadays, the role of curator is constantly increasing from expert analysis, selection, and interpretation of pieces of art, and to shaping and research context and latest popular trends. This is why modern culture theory puts a curator almost in the vanguard in all the cultural processes. However, today, art and science is a certain sense in a more avant-garde field than most avant-garde culture theory. Artificial neural networks, genome editing technology, computer wetware, which unite dry silicon with wet molecules, and human-machine hybrids. These are the clear illustration of advanced nature of technological art. Indeed, one of the unique features of art and science is that such kind of artworks demonstrates their own contingencies, their own ways of creating new meanings, their own performative contexts. Artists and scientists bring some vitalism and irony to the description of such artworks, for in many cases these artifacts manifest something going beyond on the borders of their discourse. They increasingly demand to be considered as embodied but yet non-human agents. These are artifacts that not only perform certain biological tasks and generate information, but also interfere with human actions and decision making processes. This sphere of influence has always been thought an important element of creators' work. So it is not surprising that art and science representatives try to reproduce curating competences in artificial systems. Let's take a look at the projects implemented in the recent years. At the same time, we are going to understand how artists, scientists try to interpret non-human creating practices and what questions they raise both for art and human beings themselves. I would like to single out several groups of artworks and to include uh, in the first category of projects presenting a creator as an expert in a matter of taste. Such art pieces show the image of a creator as a connoisseur and an expert who can decide what art is good and why. I would give you as an example the project by the American researchers Ahmed Al-Gamal and Babak Saleh from the Rutgers University in New Jersey. They created a computer algorithm that emulates a commission of experts for the visual arts. Computer was to rate creativity, so-called creativity of artworks, from the database numbering 62,000 pictures of famous paintings done by masters over the years. In that case, creativity, one understood the ability of particular artwork to set in the future a certain style based on the painting itself. So, what did the program do? The algorithm selected such pieces of art that curated art historians indeed highlight as innovative as, and influential. Here are some of these artworks. You can see them on the top part of the picture. Leonardo da Vinci Madonna and the Child with the Pomegranate, Francisco Goya's Christ Crucified, and Claude Monet Haystacks in Chile. The algorithm labeled Young Ladies of Avignon by Pablo Picasso is one of the most creative works of the first decade of the 20th century, which actually made the beginning of Cubism. However, the expert board rated Albrecht Dürer's portrait of Barbara and Auguste Rodin Donate as not creative. Interestingly, the project developers have got ambitious plans. They want to create a system capable of making independent aesthetic judgments. This is the ultimate goal of their study. Although the image of a curator, the highly qualified expert for history and art, is still prevailing, there is another approach related to the trend towards demystification of the art world. According to this approach, curators should act as an educator. The second category of this project presents him in this role. A curator explains art, sometimes in simplified form, by justifying innovative art trends and by putting them into historical context. Today, this aspect of curatorial practices is implemented via the interactive dialogue systems. This kind of systems have been known for a very long time. We may recall, for example, the F-Kratis project, a hybrid teaching and learning electronic system that was created by Gordon Pask in 1956. Its operation was based on simulating the functioning of neurons. Another example is the program ELIZA by Joseph Weizenbaum, created in 1966. It imitated conversation by simulating a psychotherapist. Since then, numerous smart boards have been created, Siri by Apple, Alexa by Amazon, among the most well-known bots. Smart systems were trained to recognize human speech, to learn and to answer questions. It became clear that we had entered the smartbot age, including art. For example, I worked with the prosthetic head project by well-known Australian artist Stellark in 2009. We presented it at the exhibition Science as Suspense. I curated it at the Vinzavod Center for Contemporary Art in Moscow. This is a dialogue and interactive program that looks like a 5-meter artist's own head. Answering visitors' questions, it discusses contemporary art and philosophy, focusing on its own place in the history of art. Among Russian developments, I would like to highlight the project named Oracle One by Where Dogs Run team from Yekaterinburg. This creation is displayed at the permanent polygon exhibition at the Serious Educational Center in Sochi. Oracle One is a distributive pseudo-holographic speech peak. Basically, this is a smart bot chatting with no mental understanding. Well, these are 3 arrogant pigs acting as an expert. They're running on the limited database created on the basis of Franz Kafka's, George Orwell's, and Marshall McLuhan's texts. The first pig answers only those questions having exact answers. The second one gives common answers suitable in several situations, but not in only one. And the third one answers the question when there is no answer in the database. The latter is an intuitive pig. Oracle One quite clearly illustrates a general idea about curators as performative rather than cognitive beings. When art has run out of possibilities of developments within all forms, a curator will have only one choice, from my point of view, either to reinvent themselves in new hybrid existing forms or to disappear. By the way, such hybrid forms for curatorial selection have already been launched. I would mention Curatron, a human-machine curatorial system, as an example. It was developed by the Canadian artist Cameron MacLeod. The system figured out an optimal pool of artists for a joint project. If an author wants to take part in an exhibition, they should fill in an application form on Curatron webpage and attach photos of their artworks. After the deadline, all the applicants are invited to participate in a selection process in which each applicant anonymously chooses a specified number of other applicants with whom he or she would like to exhibit at the host venue. And then the selection results are supplemented with machine calculations based on algorithms for interactive object connectivity. For more information about Curatron system and how it works, visit the noted link, curatron.com. This algorithm has been already applied for several exhibitions at the Platform Art Center in Stockholm. At the present moment, the Artist in Residence program is run at the Fabrik and Center for Contemporary Arts in Bergen under this procedure as well. And so, imposter curators' personal preferences are replaced by human-machine selection from thousands of artists from various countries worldwide. This is the number of users in Curatron database. One more example of this category of artworks is Affordance Plus Plus, project by the Portuguese artist Pedro Lopes. This kind of research could be called a breakthrough one in terms of posthuman curating developments. Pedro Lopes built a prototype of a variable device. Can, on the other hand, monitors what object is in contact with the user. On the other hand, it corrects and controls the use of this object by a human via dynamic electrical muscle simulation. Well, for instance, if you are a graffiti artist, yeah, a container with spray paint is programmed as follows. First, to shake a container. Second, draw on the wall or fence. And third, throw an empty container. No matter how much you want to change the sequence of action, there is nothing you can do about it. You are sure to shake a container, to draw a graffiti, and then to throw a container away after you finish drawing. This is an example uh, with a hot cup of water. The system allows you to take the cup only by the handle and no other way. In other words, Pedro Lopez endows inanimate objects with a sort of prototypical curator's wheel. He would like us to see not continued object-subject relations, as it used to be in the Internet of Things, but independently acting characters. But so far, I was talking about the artworks or developments in which a curator is represented as a posthuman entity. Uh, these were programs, artificial neural networks, smart boards, and human-machine hybrids. Last but not least, category presents curator as a designer of posthuman beings. Literally, they use different biomedical technologies. I would like to illustrate this aspect of posthuman curating by referring to a couple of projects. The first one, Enhanced Night Vision Project, is the research and performance by Gabriel Lissina and Jeffrey Tibbets, DIY by activists and members of Science for Masses group. When given of performance, team member Jeffrey Tibbets dripped a special solution into Gabriel Lissina's eyes that allowed him to get a capability of night vision. The activists used a liquid containing the chemical chlorine E6, a natural prototypical that has light intensifying properties. Earlier, these molecules were found in deep sea fish that can visually enhance even very faint light. The solution is safe for humans. It is also used in some cancer treatments. However, group members of Science for Masses have introduced a more efficient use. After the injection, Lysina was able to identify objects 50 meters away in the dark. This superpower is temporary and it could last only for some hours, after which the eyesight will return to normal the next day. The result of this experiment is available for public access. The second project I wish to mention is collaboration between the British artist and feminist Charlotte Jarvis and scientists from the Leiden University Medical Center. The project is called In Posse. It is a Latin term with a literal meaning of before we are born. It refers to something which is possible, which has potential, but is yet to be called into existence. Within the project, Charlotte Jarvis, together with Professor Susanna de Lopes, are attempting to make so-called female semen, sperm cells from induced pluripotent stem cells derived from artist's own skin. In this project, Charlotte Jarvis and her colleagues apply two types of advanced technology, so-called IPS technology and CRISPR-Cas. The first one can reprogram any type of cells into another of the same organism. The developments for IPS technology received the 2012 Nobel Prize in Biomedicine. The second type is CRISPR genome editing technique. This is a unique technology that lets scientists to edit part of genome by removing, adding, or altering sections of DNA. This technique earned this year Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Specialists expect mass applications of these technology tools to grow organs and their spare parts in the nearest future. To sum up, I would like to say that we are moving very fast into the post-biological age, which is quite complex combination of human and non-human. We face the situation when specialization of living elements is excessive. Our positions are getting less anthropocentric, and information exchange between different beings will be based on the open source code principle. In this case, evolution of life will be a common cause again, and therefore everyone will be responsible for common development. I would like to call this personal responsibility in a relationship with the surrounding world the essential principle of posthuman curating. Thank you very much. I finished.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dmitry. And I can see that in our chat conference, we have a very interesting dialogue about the way that very algorithm which charted the creativeness, inventiveness, the way it was programmed. Now, that's a question we would like to ask you. How it was programmed? Was there a special option of choosing male or female artists from different countries, of different age, maybe?
You mean curatorial program, yeah? By the way, the next biennial of contemporary art in Istanbul, they announced that it will be also created by artificial intelligence agents. But Cameron MacLeod created his curatorial program much earlier. They create a kind of page, and you can apply some kind of application form with your photos of your artworks, and then different human persons, artists, visited this curatorial web page and can select anonymously, can select different persons with whom they would like to take part in the project. And then there is an algorithm which is based on the algorithm of connectivity different objects, can select also anonymously the final decision. So human persons, human agents do not know any result forms before these algorithms finish his activity. Yeah? In general, it is some kind of hybrid system. I like this equal and symmetrical form of activity of human and non-human agents activity, because we know non-symmetrical forms of curatorial practice.
Yes, thank you so much for explaining us. And one more question, just adding another, let's say, feature to the chat. Lady Burton wonders whether AI is in some way gender based. If we could tell the AI was programmed by a man or a woman, or how it works.
You mean Cameron McLeod?
I'm not sure what Lady Burton actually meant.
I guess on this level of activity, there is no matter male or female it was. If Lenny Burton means the last project with Charlotte Jarvis, they realized two steps this project. Yeah, on the first step, using IPS technologies, they only reprogram the the cells of Charlotte Jarvis into some kind of sperm, male sperm, certainly. But then, using CRISPR technology, CRISPR-Cas9 technology, they hacked male sperm and cut 200 into 10, yeah, substance. This is the possibility, unique possibility of CRISPR-Cas technology that allowed us to work only on very, very large scale of molecule and DNA sequence to change, to hack it. I guess this is a groundbreaking project, I guess. And in the nearest future, I know that they already, Charlotte Jarvis already exhibited this project in Slovenia, I guess. And part of this work, part of this project, they realized in Kersnikova Institute in Ljubljana. And now we're working in order to bring this project to St. Petersburg and to meet it with St. Petersburg feminist movement in order to make a Transmophoria festival. Transmophoria festival, let me explain you. Charlotte Jarvis not only worked with latest technology. She tried to connect latest technologies with Greek mythological movement, and in every place where they present their project, they try to organize so-called Transmophoria festival, mythological female feministic movement, feministic festival, in order to support this possibility decision of total female world.
That's so cool. What I thought about cyber feminism, about that very thesis that men are afraid of women, men are afraid of machines, females should encounter with the machines just to work together.
Yeah. And I am especially pleased to curate this feministic conference that will be in St. Petersburg.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Dmitry Sensei.
Thank you very much.